What is up, YouTube? This is going to be a quick review of my 2025 Lamar Dump trailer. This particular trailer is a 7 by 14 foot trailer. This trailer has the 3-foot sidewalls on it. I'm sure I'm going to have some other videos coming up with this trailer. This is a new purchase for me. I've had it about 3 weeks. I've only had 2 loads in it so far. So this video is just mainly my first take on the trailer and also just some things that I looked at when I was purchasing it. Once I get about a year's worth of use out of it, get a lot of loads in it, I'm going to follow back up with a more detailed actual review video of how the trailer is holding up and how it's worked so far. Now, before I get into it, my intended use for this trailer, for starters, I will have some personal uses, for it, as far as hauling some dirt and gravel and firewood and stuff like that. Due to the cost of the purchase and it being something that I've just wanted to get into anyway, I did form an LLC, and some of my main intended uses involving this trailer will be renting it out essentially as a dumpster, and then also doing some deliveries again for rock, gravel, and dirt. So in some of my videos, you're going to see me talking a lot about just trailer security. Again, that kind of comes back to the dumpster rental stuff where, this trailer is going to be essentially at someone else's house for extended periods of time. And these trailers are sought after in a way that, I wouldn't put it past a thief to try to steal them. So with that being said, if you haven't seen it already, I do have a previous video. It's actually the last video on this channel where I'm going over my trailer lock setup, which is the Fort Knox lock setup. As you can see, I have one for the C channel, and then I have another one that goes fully around that Demco coupler. Okay, so just starting the video here, we're going to start at the front and work our way to the back. So this does have a Demco coupler. It's a 2 5/16 inch ball. As you can see, it has the C channel, so that coupler can be moved up and down. Okay, the jack that comes with this one is I'm guessing it's called a ram jack, but this jack is capable of supporting 12,000 pounds and it's capable of lifting 10,000 pounds. Okay, the jack also comes with the typical dump trailer drop down to help save you a little bit from cranking. As you can see, it has a nice large handle. Also, getting into just security stuff, I do like the way this handle's set up, where I'm probably going to take this bolt out and just use a pin, and then when I am leaving this somewhere as an additional security feature, I'll probably either take the handle with me or lock it in here in the box. Everything on this trailer's heavy duty. I'm going to talk about it a little later on, but I would classify this trailer, my own classification is that this would be a medium duty trailer. Okay, so I consider the residential grade trailers the ones that are under 10,000 pounds. This one's over that. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but the chains that came with it, all nice. The cable, the pin, and everything like that, all very good quality. Okay, we're going to start here next with the battery and hydraulic box. So for starters, a lot of them come with it, especially the better manufacturers, but it does have a plug built in. You don't have to do anything like purchase your own. The lid for this box, very heavy duty, does come with a little hydraulic push rod there to help keep it up. It did come with an interstate battery, which is nice. This particular unit is power up, power down. Again, it does come with its own internal built-in battery charger with a gauge, which is nice. Comes with a nice control, up, down, magnetic on the back, probably about 12 feet of cord. And then as you can see, a lot of space in here for straps, chains, whatever you may have. The lid itself, heavy duty. I'm sure you can stand on that. For a rental, situation, I am probably going to put some kind of sticker or sign on there that says please do not stand, just to try to avoid any additional damage. And speaking of additional damage, this would be my main concern of damage here, which is the emergency breakaway. That's probably the only real con I have so far is just where this is, and I feel like this is in a spot that could be protected a little bit more, both by probably some weather, and also, like I said, if people are kind of jumping on here for whatever reason, I feel like that is in kind of a bad spot. One other little fine detail, the actual hitch of this does have these slots for the chains, which are nice. With this slotted groove here, it's a little tight, but I'm probably only going to do it if this thing gets stored, a little bit longer term in the winter. But this cable is a tight fit, but it can fit in there where you could get the connection end in the box and get it protected. Some other things I liked about this trailer, as you can see, it does have the front hydraulic cylinder, the telescoping cylinder. Some of the Lamars, I was actually looking at a 12-footer before this one, so this is a 14. Some of the Lamars have a scissor lift setup instead of that telescoping boom. These have become kind of the most popular setup, and are arguably probably the strongest of what I would consider the three different setups, being the front boom, the scissor lift, and then the rear dual cylinders. Okay, the tarp on this thing's very nice. We'll take a quick look at it in a bit. That did come with the trailer. What I'm going to do right now before I forget is I'm going to put all the specs for the trailer on a screen, just in case I do forget any, and that way you can pause and look at them. So this trailer does have a 14,000 GVWR. Each of the axles is 7,000, 7K a piece. I thought that the steps on this were nice. Most of the trailers in this price range do have similar nice features, but I did like the Lamar step. Also, the fender wall there is heavy duty, where you'll be able to stand on that without denting it. The rigid rails on the top are definitely nice too. Another thing that really caught my eye when I was looking at this. Now, I'm not a professional welder by any means or anything like that, but I do think the welds on these are well done. I do live in Pennsylvania, which is unfortunately a Rust Belt state. So I was looking at some of the setups with some different, less expensive brands. And I felt that the way that the welds were with some of the gaps, they were probably just going to introduce a lot of rust. But Lamar really hit this with a lot of fine details. As you can see, the whole way down, there's built-in little, strap down, tie downs. It does have reflective stripes the whole way down, which I like. This does have the easy grease axles, which I do have kind of mixed feelings on those. Personally, I prefer to pack bearings by hand, but that is a nice touch. Most trailers nowadays have that. Before I get too far back on the trailer as far as grease zerks, so we've got two here on the jack. We've got two on this front hydraulic ram. I believe there is some on this tarp. I need to find them if there are. I'm not seeing them right now. You've got one more on each side on the axles, and then you've got your grease spots in the back and the rear, which are very easy to get to. Okay, this trailer does have 7-gauge floors. We'll take a look at that in a minute. This trailer also came with the 3-way gate. So this will have the barn doors that you can open, and then this also allows you to tailgate gravel, stuff like that. Just push this down, set your depth, and you can do some tailgating. Okay, again, as far as grease points, the hinges all have grease certs on them. The bed pocket rails here, or the bed pockets, so we got 4 of them on the side, 2 in the front. Now I wanted to shoot this video today because I am planning on building this up another foot. I did want the 3-foot rails, but I also intend to use it as a dumpster. So by adding another foot, it should make this roughly a little bit shy of a 15 cubic yard dumpster. But I do like the way these pockets are set up. I'm hoping that even with just wood, I can have a setup that's fairly easy to take on and off. We'll see how that goes. The tarp catches in the back, nice and heavy duty. Once I raise this up, I'm gonna have to do something a little bit different with the wood. Okay, it does have the hideaway ramps in the back. These are secured with a pin on each side. I'm gonna see how that goes through use. I did notice during the first dump that I did, they did hold. But I have seen some videos, and I think it actually was a short track trailer, but I've seen videos where those ramps, when you're dumping, sometimes can find a way to kind of bypass those pins. So I might do something a little different there. Again, you got some nice reflective on the back. This back door does have 2 latches, one on the top, one on the bottom. You've got a pin here. I actually added this little cable on just as a catch so that I don't lose that pin. Pop that up. Okay, now this is one thing that seems like the manufacturers all differ on a little bit. So the door catch, or the door lock features are this chain, nice and simple. I've seen, I think Big Tex is one of them. I've seen some that will have a mechanism here, and that's how it locks. And that seems to be a common kind of point that breaks. So I do like how these are just simple and they're a chain. Bring this one open too. Okay, the floor on this is 7 gauge. It does have a seam on the sides. Again, this is the 7-foot wide model, 14 foot. So a little bit of a seam there. I think the ones that only have 2-foot walls, unless the people in the videos are just incorrect, I do think the 2-foot walls or whatever height those are a seamless, all one piece setup. But as far as front to back, it is one piece on the bottom, so one piece of steel for the whole floor. Inside of here, we have 4 D-rings. So the D-rings in the back are on the sidewalls. The D-rings in the front are on the floor. I do like how these are off the ground here in the back, just for preventing stuff from kind of sticking when you're dumping. So that is something that's nice. Everything's powder coated on this. Overall, I do think it is a good powder coat job. There was some minor stuff when I first got the trailer that you can see they must have had something else strapped in here. So there's a little bit of surface rust. And I'll show you a couple other places with some very minor surface rust so far. All right, this did not come with a spare tire, so that was an additional purchase. The mount was there. Again, check out that previous video. I did add a very inexpensive spare tire mount. Talking about the renting this as a dumpster again. All right. LED lights the whole way around, nice and bright. I've hauled this at night already. Very happy with that. Very good lights. All right, let's see if I can do this all one-handed here. So let's just take a quick look at the tarp. We're gonna unlock that, pull this up. Okay, I'm not gonna pull this out the whole way, but as you can see, good tarp. It's already a little dirty from my first few loads. Tarp does have grommets. I've seen some that don't, so that's a nice little add-on feature. And then also has these rail keeper things here to keep it on line. Again, these are gonna lock in the back. So nice setup there. We'll pull this back in. And we'll lock that. Okay, nice and simple. But it is nice that it comes with it, because I did look at one very inexpensive brand in our area, which I didn't want for multiple reasons. But you know, most of these brands nowadays come with the tarp. You go to the less, you know, inexpensive brand, and some of the stuff like that are add-ons. And when you really look at the add-ons, you end up in about the same ballpark as just a better trailer. All right, let's take a look here. We'll raise this bed up. So like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna say it's roughly a 12-foot cable, 2 buttons. Let me shut that just so we can really see this all in action. All right, it has 3 stages. This is empty, of course, so it's gonna raise a little bit faster, a little bit easier right now. First stage is the slowest, and as you increase, it gradually picks up more speed. You can start to see the frame there. Like I said, it's all very good quality. So that's the second stage that just kicked in. As you can see, as that's raising, how the ramps are tucked in underneath. Good framing underneath. There's the third stage. It's going a little faster now. Okay, let's take a quick look from the side. I'll try to find out what the angle of the dump is if I can, and I'll include that in the video. I don't know offhand, but very good angle. The loads that I've dumped so far had no issue coming out. They were a little bit lighter of loads, but no issues there. Okay, underneath we have our safety bar here. If you're gonna crawl under this for greasing or something else, you know, you want to put that up. Like I was saying, nice framing underneath, solid. One thing that Lamar does not do that I think Shore Track and some other brands do, which is a nice feature, could be added here, not that hard to add, but sometimes they will have like a tool tray in here that has a spot for shovels and stuff like that, that when this is down, it's kind of securing it. Nice heavy I-beams, good welds, like I was saying. With this being Pennsylvania, it is powder coated. But if I am running this thing a lot in the winter, I probably will have a buddy of mine do like an undercoating here. It's what I do with my trucks as well, just to give it some additional protection. Seeing these things used in our area and just going down the road, there are a lot of these, not Lamar's specifically, but there are a lot of these that are rusted out pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna bring this back down. So as you can see, it comes down pretty quick. I'm not upset at all with anything really on this trailer yet. Now, I'm by far a dump trailer expert, so don't get me wrong, but I am very happy with this trailer. In a minute here, we'll pull at least one of the ramps out, and I'll show you what that all looks like, and we'll try to get a length on the ramp as well. Okay, we pulled one of the ramps out. Like I said, these tuck in underneath the trailer so you can see the end of the other ramp with the pin. They have welded on bars for these to slide in. Very tight fit, very well put together. I do really like the angle of these ramps. I feel like they're just long enough to really give you a decent angle. Heavy duty, they are a little bit heavy to pick up, but you know, when you're picking up heavy things, you need heavy duty stuff. So the length of the ramp end to end, 80 inches. Okay, so just as luck would have it, I recorded a little more, forgot to hit record, and so this is a few hours later. But the last few things I was just wanting to talk about was, I had mentioned a little bit of spot rust on the trailer. Now, I don't think the jack is actually made by Lamar, so I think this is made by Ram, which is a separate company. There is a little bit of spot rust on the jack already, a few different places. Nothing major, but it is worth noting, at least to me. It is a new trailer. But overall, so that's going to be my review on this trailer. Like I said, after, you know, a year or so worth of actual use, I'll follow back up with another review video once I have a little bit of credibility with the trailer. This is more just a first look and some of the stuff that I originally was looking at upon purchase. Now, I'm just going to mention it one more time because I think it's a good product worth checking out. But check out my other video on these Fort Knox locks. I have two of them, one for the C channel, one for the Demco coupler. That was the last video made prior to this on my channel. All right, these are very simple. So check out my install video. This comes apart, slides over like that, and this hockey puck style lock goes on top, slides it in. No way that's coming off. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. If you did like this video, please consider subscribing and liking. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to hit the comment bar below. I will try to get back to you with whatever question or answer you had. Other than that, thanks for stopping by, and please tune in again. Thanks.